आप देख रहे हैं रिएक्शन चेक.
Hello, how are you? And welcome to Reaction Check. Thank you so much for watching these videos with me. And if you are here for the very first time, thank you so much for taking out time. Today we're going to do a very interesting video. It's called Chapati Song, the Lungi Dance Parody. Now I've done a stand-up comedy video by Arvind SA, and I absolutely love it. He talks a little bit about the stereotypes that are happening in different parts of India, and especially how people view the South Indians. Where I live, there are a lot of South Indians here. Majority speak Tamil, and they've been a citizen of Malaysia for a very long time. And you get to see a huge population of Tamilians living in Singapore and Malaysia, and you get to understand the food. There are restaurants where I go and eat the food, and sometimes I want to eat my own food, which is Pakistani oily food, which you can also put in cars as fuel if you know what I'm talking about. But what we're gonna watch is his style of comedy. I'm not sure what exactly this is. It's called Chapati Song, the Lungi Dance Parody. I hope it's a parody, but I would also love to see a very interesting commentary on what he thinks about this song, because the last stand-up comedy that he did was he was talking a little bit about what has happened in the movie Chennai Express and what sort of stereotype were there. But let's see what we have in this one, then we'll talk a little bit about what we see.
This video is expected to evoke the following reactions: laughter, happiness, special love between North Indians and South Indians. In some exceptional circumstances, it may lead to the following symptoms: hate, anger, strong temptation to call the makers of this video anti-national. Enjoy.
It's been 1 year since I released that video on Lungi Dance, and a lot of outrage has happened about that Lungi Dance. I don't even hate Lungi Dance that much. I only hate the idea of them calling it a tribute. Had they called it a parody of all things Rajinikanth, I would have probably been okay with it. I'll still call it a shit song. That's another matter, okay? So, which is why, to mark the 1 year anniversary of my Lungi Dance video, I thought I will write a parody song of Lungi Dance. And we can dedicate it to all the people who dedicated Lungi Dance to us. DJ, hit that shit here.
Okay.
मीठा पान वाइल पोटे कुर्ता पैजामा चंपेने माटे दांडिया बाकराने इडपेनी आटे अप्पो दांडानी अक्मात सेटे मीठा पान वाइल पोटे कुर्ता पैजामा चंपेने माटे दांडिया बाकराने इडपेनी आटे अप्पो दांडानी अक्मात सेटे all the Amitabh fans eat your butter naan.
Oh man.
डिस्को में जब ये गाना बजेगा मेरा सिक्को ये गाने आएगा डीजे वाइल पॉकेगा इधर अन्याय से कौन तटीकेगा डिस्को में जब ये गाना बजेगा मेरा सिक्को ये गाने आएगा डीजे वाइल पॉकेगा इधर अन्याय से कौन तटीकेगा और रजनी फैन प्लीज यूज योर हैंड all the Rajini fans, don't miss the chance. Chapati, 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 chapati. Shahrukh Khan போய் காதில்ல நின்றோம் யோயோ ஹனி சிங்க வாய மூட சொல்றோம் உதித் நாராயண ரூமுக்குள்ள தள்ளுறோம் 3 பேரையும் வெச்சு ஒரேடியா செய்றோம் whoever your puppet is defining I'll still put you in a lot of pain if you're rubbity bubbity kitty a train don't take Talaivar's name in vain Enough of riots, go get some rest. Leave the cows alone, don't be so wasted. Such a stereotyping is not the best day. Not started, but who started first day? We are the Rajini fans. Please put your hands together. Sabakuni is our dance. Show me when the
nice.
Hi guys, this is SA here. I hope you like that video. If you want to catch the show live, check out the information right here. And if you want to share this video, feel free. Just make sure you give credit. I'm looking at you meme pages. Yes, I know you will take the same video, put a new caption that I've never thought of and get more views than I could ever imagine. That's perfectly fine. Just give credit. Unless you're sharing it to Honey Singh or Shah Rukh Khan. Then you keep your name itself. No need mine.
Well, like you saw, I mean, he has so much energy, and I've seen some stand-up comedians here who are a mix of, who are South Indians mixed with Chinese, and they call themselves Chindians, and the sort of energy that I see in them is the same kind of energy that I see in him. I believe he's great. He's bringing out a different perspective, and I think my mood just elevated just by listening to this song. There's so much energy, and I guess that's the reason, that's the purpose of watching these people live and you know, appreciating what they do, so that more and more people can do similar work, and they try to comment on things that are stereotypes, and they definitely have a point in most of the things. And stand-up comedy, or maybe any form of performing art, has to do that in order for the masses to know what exactly is happening, and in order for them to share that opinion. And I mean, a lot of times what he wants to say is what the masses want to say and what the masses are thinking, but he's coming up on stage and actually speaking the language of the masses, and trying to convey a message. Now, I'm not sure what was the controversy and how many people have actually trolled him, because I get to you know, experience a lot of trolling in my comments as well, especially on the videos from the north, where there's a lot of conflict between there's a lot of hatred between some of the people. There are a lot of people who comment very nice things, who comment about peace, who comment about a lot of you know, things between India and Pakistan. But I believe that the ones that in the south, they're not very concerned about the conflict between about the Kashmir conflict, or maybe about India and Pakistan, or you know, how Muslims came and did this and did that, which is most of the time what I get to see in some of these comments that have been posted by the same people, maybe different people, but they just copy paste the same kind of comments, and a lot of comments get blocked due to this YouTube policy, or maybe the kind of words they use. But I get to read them all, and some of them are really disturbing in how people think. But this guy over here, he's breaking all the stereotypes, and he's bringing out his talent to people. I am a big fan of Aravind SA. Now, I would love to meet him, and I would love to see some of his live performances. If he ever comes to Kuala Lumpur and Malaysia, he performs here, I'm definitely going to buy the ticket and watch his performances. And above all, I want you to tell me, what do you guys think of stand-up comedy? Because stand-up comedy is something that you know, that brings out a lot of different issues. I talk a lot about performing arts, but stand-up comedy in general is something that talks about a lot of stereotypes. It talks a lot about the problems in our society, and tries to bring it. In Pakistan also, I remember when I'm growing up in Pakistan, back in the 70s and the mid 80s, there were a few TV shows that were comedy shows, but they were actually commenting on the political scenarios, on a political situation, and what the social situation in our country, Pakistan, was at that time. But if you go back and watch those TV shows now, you know that they were creating a sort of awareness among people using comedy, and I think that's what most of the stand-up comedians do when they are performing. And some brilliant comics and some brilliant people are all over the world, and you get to see them most of the time. Because we speak the language English as well, so we get to watch a lot of comedians from the US, from the UK as well. But most of the time, what happens is, if their topics or if the things that they are talking about are not very relatable, we don't understand, but a lot of people are laughing. But with him, because I'm part of this culture as well, and I am exposed to the lungi dances, I'm exposed to the tensions, I'm exposed to the differences, I'm exposed to the similarities between these this entire region, the Indus Valley civilization that we have shared for thousands of years. I sort of understand the struggle and the problem that he's going through, and I think a lot of us are in a way being stereotyped in a lot of different ways, no matter where you are. I'm not sure where you're watching this video. If you're watching this video in the US, if you're watching this video in Australia, in Singapore, in Malaysia, and all the other places, there are places where you go where you may be stereotyped, or you will be the person who is the only one out there who is who's feeling different. And I think this guy is coming out on stage and telling people that if you think we are like this, that is not the case. We also think in a different way about you as well, and this is the song Chapati song is an example of that. Thank you so much for watching this video with me. If you haven't subscribed, I highly recommend to subscribe to this channel. Until next time, until next video, take very good care of yourself. Salam, tada, goodbye, and adios.